Canada, the home of the beaver and caribou, home of kindness, home of beautiful lakes and trees, free healthcare. It's a great country. Unless you're young, not white, or disabled. Okay. Don't look. We're homeless. I shouldn't move the microphone like that. Okay. So I mentioned in a previous video that I was having a lot of issues with our landlord. We're gonna call him Slumlord now. I figure I should name him now because the building got condemned. So the apartment got progressively worse over time. Our neighbor had a fire, and thanks Heidi, please drink louder. Our neighbor had a fire, so that put a hole in our bathroom roof. And with that, our landlord kept putting off fixing it, and then it got to the point where it was raining all over the floor, and the rain was like an orangey fire smelling color. I had to put plastic up, and then the rest of the roofs always leaked. So I started having a mold patch show up in the room I make videos in, and I had to put plastic over that. He kept putting off doing any repairs, and it got to the point where everything was really, really bad and unsafe. So I had a housing worker come over and do an inspection, and with that, I expected her to like scare him into fixing it rather than what happened. So she ended up giving us 2 days to pack our shit and move into a motel because apparently it was a lot worse than we actually thought. And then just yesterday or the day before, I can't remember which, somebody went over to the apartment, I think it was fire marshal and somebody else, and condemned the building, the entire building. Everybody had to move because apparently if there was ever a fire, the place would blow up and within 2 minutes and nobody would be able to get out. So that fire was a super close call. And the landlord just didn't take anything seriously. So the fire marshal said the building's not salvageable. So the other big issue with this is there's no affordable housing in Canada currently. Our budget is, Heidi's laying on the tripod, our budget is probably 1,000 to 1.1 thousand, but that's really pushing it. Like, I still need to be able to pay utilities and Wi-Fi, and we can't do that because in Ontario, if you're disabled, as an individual, you only get $1,169 a month, and that's supposed to cover your rent and every bill you have, including food, and there's no extra for that. So we're a little frazzled because our housing worker wants us to find something that's at least $1,100, and we know we can't do it. So I'm not enjoying these conversations, and I'm not going to get into much detail about it. All my pets are at family members' houses, so my sister has my reptiles and the black cat. My mom has Coda and the, what would you call him, pale orange cat. And I think that's it. Heidi and Ben are with us. Ben is Nathan's service animal. Heidi is mine. So we're all here together. This motel is really nice. They've been leaving us alone and giving us space. They gave us that patio door back there so we can come and go as we please with the dogs without having to run into people. So that's been nice. But currently we are unable to figure out the housing part because we can't find anything affordable like anywhere. And we're supposed to stay in Elgin County. But I can't find anything within Elgin or even outside of Elgin that's affordable. So we're going to have to see what happens with that. Alright, so this is what we're working with. So we have to somehow find something that's $1,100 inclusive. And that will still affect my Wi-Fi bill. Check all this out. This isn't possible. I don't understand how we're expected to manage this, but we will figure it out, I guess. Maybe I can rent the office. I did reply to this one, so we will see what happens with that. But yeah, we have to stay in Elgin. So this is the bathroom door area. There's no drywall, nothing sealed in. You can see behind the tub and everything. This is one of the many sets of switches that didn't have a cover. And look, you can see in the hallway underneath the switch. So people could hear you talking, they could hear you taking a fucking shit. And nobody really tried to cover it up. I put tape on it, but that's the best we could do. So here's the bathroom roof. All the lights look like that. That's where the fan should have been. It leaks. Look at the terrible ceiling and drywall job. You can see the dampness on the ceiling, and there's the giant hole in the roof I had to put plastic over that he refused to repair. It was severe. It was just dangerous. And then you see above the tub, he never put a cover for the drywall. Here's the door that he somehow expected my cats not to be able to open. They absolutely could, so we had to put a pantry in front. We had to tape the plastic there so the cats couldn't jump out. So this is what's on the other side of that door. It's a complete shit show. There's insulation everywhere. There's just sitting drywall. You don't want to see what's behind there. You'll be able to see downstairs. This leads to the other apartments, which are not much better at all. This is the other hallway. This is the one we use most often with that neighbor we liked. So the stairs are very dangerous for someone like Nathan. The railing is super dangerous. Fun fact, that break there, it broke under Nathan and ripped his shoulder out entirely. We had to go to the hospital and have them figure out how to put it back in. He was supposed to replace it with a metal bar and never did. This is just a part of the living room ceiling. This is the room I make all my videos in, and you've probably seen this hole in the wall before. So the light in every room looked like that, and I don't know why. And here's the mold patch I was talking about that I put plastic on. The leak would not stop, even though I had to put the plastic. I don't know how or why this room passed as a room to him, but there's the message I left him. So here's what used to be our bedroom. This is after we packed and decided what we were abandoning. We don't have floor. That subfloor. The walls are all fucky. We don't even have a roof. You see that? That's the tin roof from outside. We have random electrical, things on the ceiling that he never really dealt with, which is weird to me. This room was never closed. It's so stupid. The windows are ugly. There's so much smoke damage. This room gave me migraines. Every single morning, I'd wake up with a massive headache. I didn't bother finishing painting it because I couldn't, handle being in that room. Look at all that. I don't even know what that is. It looks like a plastic bag, but it could be something that I don't know about. Right here is where that intense leak was. I had to put a bucket underneath it to stop the intense pouring. The majority of what I wanted to show you guys. I hope you enjoyed looking at my old apartment and the current housing costs. I cannot match the current housing costs without, going against my disabilities and working myself to death. Heidi seems to think the motel's a vacation, so it's not that big of a deal. It's kind of funny, actually. But should I start a Patreon? Would anybody be interested in that for, dog training tips and task tips? Let me know. Thank you for watching, and if you liked, please hit like, subscribe, and I don't know. I'll probably post something with Heidi soon since there's nothing else to do.